Hello chess lovers, welcome back to my YouTube channel Chess Tips. I'm back with another game analysis. As you can notice the title, today we're going to learn about perpetual checkmate concept. We understand that how does that work in a practical way as we get into the game. Let's go. As you can see here, our queen. I'm playing with black pieces and my opponent is with white pieces. As you can see, this black queen, it is looking at h2 pawn, whereas this bishop is looking at g2 pawn. See, these two pawns are critical pawns because they're protecting this king, castled king. These are soldiers which are protecting in front of the king. So in order to attack these two pieces, we need some another power. So here my opponent played e5 attacking my knight. Whenever a piece is under attack, it has got two options. Either it can have defense by moving somewhere. Like obviously it cannot go here because there is a pawn here. So best defense would be e7 or f8. But we can also attack this attacker. We have bishop as attacker to this pawn. And this knight also can attack this pawn. So which would be the best? Either bishop or knight is of 3 points and this pawn is of 1 point. Taking the pawn with bishop is the best, whereas taking the pawn with bishop is not at all good. See, there could be no development of knight. So instead, we can sacrifice this knight, which is of 3 points. Now pawn takes knight, bishop takes pawn. So there was an exchange of material here. We lost a knight which is of 3 points and gained 2 pawns. So we are in a loss by 1 point. But we gained position here. As you can see here, already this queen is looking up at h2 pawn. Now this bishop has joined to attack this h2 pawn. Now we'll see how this bishop and queen will attack this h2 pawn. Now this queen has got this bishop support and we can attack this h2 pawn. Now it's white play. So to defend this h2 pawn, white is gonna play knight f2, f3. So it is not only defending this h2 pawn but also attacking this bishop and queen at the same time. So to remove this powerful bishop, we're gonna take with the bishop here, right? Here in this position, my opponent played queen takes f3, which is a blunder. Here my opponent played f3, thinking that he can mate here by placing queen at a8. There's a checkmate here. What if black doesn't see this mate in one? Say that black plays some random move like f6. Then there's a checkmate here. See, there's a checkmate here. So to avoid this, before that, we'll see how perpetual checkmate is gonna work. There's a mate in 3. We can mate this white king by continuous check with forced moves. Now, what were the best way to keep check for white king? Is it bishop takes h2 or queen takes h2? Queen takes h2 is a blunder because here the queen has got an escaping square. This f2 is an escaping square for king. So that would be the not the best move. So instead we can have perpetual check mate in 3 with forced moves by playing with bishop. Bishop takes h2 pawn. Now this king has to move. Now this escaping square is blocked by the queen. See, now this diagonal is cut off by our queen. So the only option left for king is to move to h1. Now again we have to keep the check, continuous check, or else there would be a mate in 1 here. to avoid this, we have to keep check continuously. Here is a check. There is a discover check here. Why we have played bishop g3? It has to cut this diagonal so that this f2 square is blocked every time. Say like if we place this bishop at f4, then the king moves and we have to keep the check with queen. There will be an escape square. So to avoid this, we have to place the bishop only at here. Now this is cutting this diagonal, right? Now the king is forced to move at g1. As you can see, there is a mate in 1 now. There's a checkmate here. I hope now you have understood how the knight sacrifice was worth. With knight sacrifice, we have developed this bishop, and with this coordinating pieces, we could checkmate the king with mate in 3. We haven't given chance to for white to keep check at a8. Obviously, this can be also avoided by playing c6, but there was a perpetual checkmate for us, right? So I hope you understand, guys. Thank you.